Have you ever changed someone's day, without even realizing it? Not through a grand gesture. Not through perfect words. Just by being exactly who you were in one quiet moment. That thought may sound simple, but today, it matters more than you know. Somewhere between your ordinary routines, your silent efforts, and the little choices you barely noticed, you became the reason for someone's genuine smile. And whether you've recognized it yet or not, that kind of impact is rare. Today's message isn't about fantasy. It's about the quiet connections that often grow in places where no one is looking. Maybe you've been wondering why certain memories keep returning lately. Why a familiar face crosses your mind when everything else feels busy. Or why your heart sometimes pauses for a second without any clear reason. What if those moments aren't asking you to chase something? What if they're inviting you to appreciate what you've already become? Because people remember how they feel around someone far longer than they remember the exact conversations. Think back for a moment. Have you ever encouraged someone when they doubted themselves? Listened without trying to fix everything? Stayed kind when it would have been easier to walk away? Those moments rarely make headlines. But they stay with people. The truth is, the strongest impressions are often created in complete silence. A smile. A patient reply. A simple, "I'm glad you're here." These tiny moments can become unforgettable chapters in someone else's story. Sometimes we spend so much time noticing what we haven't achieved that we completely overlook the light we've already shared. And maybe that's the real surprise today. Not that someone appreciates you, but that your natural way of caring has been noticed far more than you imagined. If you've ever felt like your kindness goes unseen, remember this. Not every meaningful moment comes with immediate recognition. Some people carry gratitude quietly. Some smiles happen long after the moment that created them. Take a second to think about someone who made your life a little brighter without even trying. Chances are, they never realized the difference they made. Now consider this. What if you've become that person for someone else? If this message resonates with you, consider liking the video and subscribing. It helps this community reach more people who enjoy thoughtful conversations like this. Life has a remarkable way of connecting people through ordinary moments. A shared laugh. A thoughtful message. A patient conversation after a difficult day. These experiences don't always seem important while they're happening. Only later do we realize they quietly changed everything. And perhaps that's why today's title carries so much meaning. Someone's smile isn't always created by a dramatic event. Sometimes it's born from remembering your honesty. Your encouragement. Your calm presence. The version of you that never tried to impress anyone, only to be genuine. That authenticity leaves a lasting mark. As this story continues, we'll explore why certain moments stay alive in another person's heart, and how the smallest actions often create the deepest emotional connections. Because the next part isn't about guessing the future. It's about understanding the quiet power you've already carried all along. The most unforgettable moments in life rarely arrive with loud announcements. They arrive quietly. And only later do we realize that everything changed because of one simple decision. So before your mind races ahead, stay with me. Don't skip. Because the next few minutes may help you see something you've been overlooking for a long time. Here's something surprising. Many people believe they are remembered because of what they achieved. But in reality, they are remembered because of how they made someone feel. Think about that for a second. You may have forgotten an ordinary conversation. Yet someone else still remembers the comfort they found in your words. You may have smiled for only a few seconds. Yet that smile became part of someone else's happiest memory. That is why today's message matters. Not because something magical happened overnight, but because genuine connections are built from moments that almost seem too small to notice. And here's the part most people never expect. The qualities you sometimes question about yourself. Your patience. Your honesty. Your quiet strength. Your ability to keep going even during difficult seasons. Those may be the exact reasons someone smiles whenever they think about you. Don't skip. Because something even more meaningful is about to unfold. Imagine someone looking back on the day they met you. Not remembering every word. Not remembering every detail. But remembering one feeling. I felt understood. That feeling is rare. And people never forget it. Sometimes we search everywhere for proof that we matter. When the proof has been quietly growing through our everyday actions all along. You didn't need to become someone else. You didn't need to be perfect. You only needed to be real. And authenticity has a way of reaching hearts more deeply than perfection ever could. Now ask yourself one honest question. When was the last time you appreciated the person you've become? Not because everything is perfect, but because you've continued growing, learning, and choosing kindness even when nobody was watching. That journey creates a lasting impression. Far more than you realize. Stay till the end. Because the biggest realization hasn't arrived yet. Here's what makes this story different. It's not asking you to chase someone's attention. It's inviting you to recognize the quiet influence you've already had. Every thoughtful conversation. Every encouraging message. Every moment you chose compassion instead of judgment. Those moments continue living in people's memories long after they happen. And perhaps that's why someone's smile today isn't just about the past. It's about the person you've consistently chosen to become. The version of you that keeps showing up with sincerity. The version that listens. The version that inspires hope simply by being present. That kind of presence cannot be measured. But it can absolutely be remembered. Don't skip. Because the final part brings everything together in a way you may not expect. One final realization. One meaningful reflection. And one powerful reminder that could completely change the way you see your own story. Something truly meaningful is waiting for you in the final part. What if the biggest news wasn't waiting somewhere in the future? What if it had already begun? Don't skip. Stay till the end. Because the final piece of this story changes the way everything you've heard so far fits together. Take one last look at your own journey. There were days when you questioned yourself. Days when your efforts felt unnoticed. Days when you wondered whether simply being yourself was enough. But here's the surprising truth. Every meaningful connection begins long before anyone talks about it. It begins with consistency, with kindness, with choosing patience when no one is keeping score. And that's exactly why today's title matters. Someone smiles because of something you did. Not because you tried to impress them. Not because you planned every word. But because your actions reflected who you truly are. That kind of impact cannot be forced. It is earned one genuine moment at a time. Don't skip. Because something huge is waiting for you. Here's the realization that changes everything. The people who leave the deepest mark on our lives are rarely the loudest. They are the people who make us feel accepted. They remind us to believe in ourselves. They help us feel calm when life feels uncertain. Without realizing it, you may have become that person in someone's story. And maybe the smile you inspired isn't just about one conversation. Maybe it's about the confidence you quietly gave them. The hope you restored. The reminder that good people still exist. Those gifts stay with people far longer than they ever say out loud. Stay till the end. Because this final thought may be the one you remember long after this video ends. Imagine meeting someone years from now. They may not remember the exact date. They may not remember every detail. But they'll remember one feeling. I was happier because you were part of my life. If there is one achievement worth celebrating, it is that. Because genuine influence is never measured by applause. It is measured by the lives that become a little brighter because you were there. And here's the once-in-a-lifetime realization. The smile you inspired in someone else also says something important about you. It proves that kindness is never wasted. That honesty is never invisible. That compassion always travels farther than we imagine. Don't skip. Because this is where your story truly begins. As you move forward from today, carry this thought with you. Keep encouraging. Keep listening. Keep showing up. Keep choosing authenticity over perfection. You never know which ordinary moment will become someone else's unforgettable memory. And perhaps one day, without expecting anything in return, you'll discover that the greatest legacy isn't fame. It isn't recognition. It's knowing that your presence made someone's world a little lighter. If today's message stayed with you, share it with someone who might need a reminder that even the smallest acts of kindness can leave a lasting impression. Until next time, keep becoming the kind of person whose presence naturally brings hope, peace, and genuine smiles wherever life takes you. Because in the end, that is the biggest news of all. Before you leave, there is one final thought you deserve to hear. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Because the most meaningful part of this journey is only now coming into focus. Think about every chapter that brought you here. The conversations you almost forgot. The smiles you shared without expecting anything back. The moments when you chose understanding instead of judgment. At the time, they felt ordinary. Today, they tell a very different story. Here's the surprising realization. The people who make the greatest difference are often the ones who never realize how much they matter. They simply keep showing up. They keep encouraging. They keep being genuine. And without even noticing, they become the reason someone looks at life a little differently. That is the connection behind today's message. Someone smiles because of something you did. Not because you were perfect. Not because everything always went right. But because your kindness, your character, and your authenticity created a memory that still brings warmth to their heart. Don't skip. Because something huge is waiting for you. Now imagine this. Years from today, people may forget the small details. They may not remember every conversation. But they will remember how they felt when they were around you. That feeling becomes your true legacy. It cannot be bought. It cannot be copied. It can only be created through genuine actions repeated over time. Here's something many people never stop to consider. Every smile you inspire has a ripple effect. One encouraging word can inspire confidence. One thoughtful moment can create hope. One act of kindness can influence someone to pass that kindness to another person. Your impact doesn't stop with one moment. It continues in ways you'll probably never see. Stay till the end. Because this next thought could stay with you long after this video is over. What if the biggest news isn't that someone is smiling because of you? What if the biggest news is that you've become the kind of person who naturally brings out the best in others? That's a rare achievement. And it doesn't happen overnight. It happens through patience. Through honesty. Through choosing to grow a little every single day. Don't skip. Because this final message is the heart of everything. As you continue your journey, remember this. Never underestimate a kind word. Never underestimate a sincere conversation. Never underestimate the quiet strength of simply being yourself. Sometimes the smallest moments become the biggest memories. Sometimes the simplest actions leave the deepest impression. And sometimes the greatest gift you give another person is helping them believe that genuine, caring people still exist. If that's the path you continue to walk, your story will keep creating smiles wherever it goes. So leave today with confidence. Keep growing. Keep believing in the value of your everyday actions. Keep becoming someone whose presence makes life a little brighter. Because the biggest news was never about one single moment. It was about the person you've been becoming all along. And if that journey continues, the best chapters are still waiting to be written.